Step into the past with the History Channel. Travel back for the week's big event on History Sunday. Spend the finest hours of your evenings with Movies in Time. Or journey through the tunnels of time with the best documentaries that history has to offer on History Alive. For all of history, all in one place. Call your cable company and ask them to carry the History Channel. It's a History Sunday night of pain and torture. On History Sunday, tonight at 9 Eastern, 10 Pacific, on the History Channel. History Alive will return in a moment, here on the History Channel.
On the History Channel.
On the History Channel.
It's all coming up on the History Channel.
You are watching all of history, all in one place, the History Channel.
Then, along came the History Channel. Now we can all live happily ever after.
You're watching the History Channel.
Relive the past of our greatest leaders. It's always more than politics as usual. The History Channel, where the past comes alive.
Only on the History Channel. All day tomorrow on the History Channel. On the History Channel. First on the History Channel. A History Channel special. On the History Channel. Sunday on the History Channel. Beginning July 22nd on the History Channel. Next, only on the History Channel, where the past comes alive.
Plenty of girls are being kissed by plenty of boys they don't know, and they do not care.
It's where history has its place, and where the past comes alive. The History Channel.
Let the Crusades begin! But first, let's see what's on the History Channel tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific. Celebrate Independence Day with the story of our founding father. Barry Bostwick and Patty Duke star in the heroic tale of one man's quest to forge an entire nation. Movies in Time presents the George Washington Marathon.
History! 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 Forward! March! You don't need to pump up fast. Get right back. It's coming up next.
Coming up next, Cleopatra. And at 5, part 1 of a brand new 5-part special, Mummies, Tales from the Egyptian Crypt. Then at 6, Hitler's Navy, followed at 7 with Sigmund Freud.
History Channel. Yes, sir.
It's where history has its place, and where the past comes alive. The History Channel. Call your cable or satellite company and ask them to carry the History Channel.
The History Channel returns at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Stand by for an incoming transmission from the Sci-Fi Channel.
Welcome to the History Channel Time Tunnel. Timeline 1849. There's gold in them thar hills of California. Gold pours into banks eager to make the loans that fuel the Industrial Revolution. Thousands go west. The real money is made by those who mine the miners by overcharging for simple services, even sending laundry as far away as Hawaii. Another time tunnel journey from the History Channel. On the History Channel. Monday at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific on the History Channel. On the History Channel, where the past comes alive. A History Channel original documentary. You're in command of a B-17 on the History Channel. Tomorrow at 9 Eastern, 10 Pacific on the History Channel, where the past comes alive. Now only on the History Channel. Tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific on the History Channel. Tomorrow at 10 Eastern, 11 Pacific on the History Channel. A History Channel special. She was a glimmering giant in the sky. Saturday at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific, only on the History Channel. Only on the History Channel.
Reach across time and see yourself. You stand tall against terrifying enemies. You build masterpieces and break down barriers. You rush into the future and meet your past. For every time, at every moment, the official network of every millennium. The History Channel, where the past comes alive.
From the History Channel, the official network of every millennium, this is Time Lab 2000.
Back to History Undercover on Guts and Glory Sunday.
Central, weeknights at 11, only on the History Channel.
The channel now returns to Declassified Human Experimentation.
Wednesday on the History Channel. On sale 2000. Wednesday night at 8, only on the History Channel. Saturday nights at 8 on the History Channel. All this month on the History Channel. And tomorrow on the History Channel, History's Mysteries investigates the lawless tradition of vigilantes. Then General Grant marches into a ferocious hornet's nest on Civil War combat, followed by the power and glory of battleships on Modern Marvels. It all begins tomorrow night at 8 on the History Channel. In the next hour, the Navy launches its deadly PT boats on greatest raids. Tomorrow night at 8 on the History Channel. Tomorrow on the History Channel. But tomorrow night at 8 on the History Channel.
Usted está viendo Historia Viva. Continuamos con Historia Viva. Napoleón fue a Waterloo con un increíble ejército. Usted solo necesitará un ratón. En www.historychannella.com, The History Channel, donde el pasado cobra vida. History Channel, donde el pasado cobra vida. Aquí, en The History Channel, donde el pasado cobra vida. Este es The History Channel.
Channel, donde el pasado cobra vida. Channel, donde el pasado cobra vida. Y Costello, usted lo revive en The History Channel. Solo por The History Channel, donde el pasado cobra vida. Esto es The History Channel.
History Sunday is brought to you in part by Cisco Systems.
History Sunday is brought to you in part by Verizon Wireless.
On the History Channel.
Tomorrow at 9 on the History Channel.
Tonight on the History Channel. Mail Call. Tonight at 10 on the History Channel.
Haven't missed the target, have I?
On Tech Tuesday, John Slave Ship Uncovered on Deep Sea Detectives. Tuesday night at 8 on the History Channel. Rocket that shoots us up to the lightning that strikes us down. Tech is all around us. Tech Tuesdays at 8 on the History Channel.
Today we're going to play a little William Tell.
Mail Call next.
The French Revolution is brought to you in part by Mercedes and by Prilosec.
Tomorrow on the History Channel.
Premieres January 24th on the History Channel.
Read that back to me.
Solo por The History Channel.
Perdido. Solo por The History Channel. A las 10 de la noche. Solo por The History Channel.
Solo por The History Channel. El próximo viernes, a las 10 de la noche, como solo The History Channel lo puede contar.
A las 10 de la noche. Solo por The History Channel.
Solo por The History Channel. Después, otro episodio de las máquinas más grandes del mundo en la Semana de las Mega Maravillas. Más tarde, son más que vehículos de carga y Bill Goldberg se encargará de demostrártelo.
History. what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
Neste sábado, por History HD. Estreia neste domingo, às 9 da noite, por History.
Can we save the day? Will we start to recognize and start to realize we can do just close your eyes and try to
change.
And there's a lot more where that came from in 2013.
What did I get myself into?
It's a rock and roll lifestyle that we lead.
History, made every day.
Only on History TV 18. Por History.
No History. Por History.
Por History. Por History.
No History.
Por History.
Por History.
Lo que pasa en Las Vegas se queda en History.
Tuesdays at 10 p.m., we enter the wilderness and the trials and tribulations of two brothers in Vikings here on History. I wonder what Danny and Ryan have been up to lately. Let's catch up with them in another episode of Counting Cars here on History. Mondays on History, we're looking in everyday homes for clues to the past. Mystery Pickers is brand new at 10.
Quarta, às 9h45 da noite, no History. 9h45, no History. Esta noite, no History. Às 9h45 da noite, no History.
Amanhã, às 9h45 da noite, no History.
No History.